Hello everyone, hope you're doing good and welcome back to my channel. Today we are at day 19 of the daily Leetcode challenge of the April month 2024, and we have again very good question in front of us. Before starting this question, I will just give you a guess that in yesterday's question we have already discussed the exact same topic. Okay, and this question is is a next level to it. Okay, so my suggestion will be please go back to the day 18 daily Leetcode challenge question. I will give you the link for that as well in the description. Please go back to that, see that question, try to solve it if you have not done so, and then only come back to this question. Then it will make more sense for you. Okay, because remember this is a kind of a follow-up question for that question, right? So if you have solved that question, and then this particular question will be follow up for you, right? So please do that, then it will make more sense for you, like why Leetcode is asking this kind of questions, right? So let's see what the question is. Question number 200, number of lines. So what we are basically given is we are giving in a grid, right? Where each element is actually a string. It has either a value 1 or it has a value 0. So basically the value 1 represents the land and the value 0 represents water. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to find the number of islands. What is island, by the way? Island is a group of cells, a group of land cells, okay, which are either connected horizontally or vertically. Okay, a group of land cells which are adjacent to each other, either in the terms of horizontal or the vertical directions. As simple as that. We are not considering the diagonal adjacency here, which is the most important part that I want to call out, right? So let's see the exact theory which they have given. So given a 2D binary grid which represents the map, which represents a map of ones which is land and zeros which is water, return the number of islands. An island is surrounded by water and is found by connecting adjacent cells horizontally or vertically. Okay, island is surrounded by water and is formed by connecting adjacent lands horizontally or vertically. Okay, you may assume that all four edges of the grid are surrounded by water. Okay, fine. Now let's see what we can do it here. Okay, so as I mentioned, please go back to the day 18 daily code challenge question and then come back to this video. It will make more sense for you. So this is the exact same part which I've done in this question. First is the discovery part, right? I'm using two for loops to go inside every index here till I locate my first, water, that is first land index. Okay. So if my grid of I comma j is equal to land and I and j are not in visited. So by the way, I've already declared these variables. Okay, n is the number of rows, m is number of columns, island is equal to 0. This is the final answer. Okay, number of islands is stored in this variable. I've already also declared a variable called a visited, which is actually going to be a set. Okay, it will be caching all the land. Please note it down somewhere. It will be caching all the land, indices which you have already visited. Okay, it is for you can say caching, or you can say like storing land indexes which are already visited. Okay, which are already visited, as simple as that. Okay, then what I'm doing here, when I visit a land cell and it's not already visited, in that case I will be calling the function inj, and once I come back to it, I will be incrementing my island by 1. Okay, so the idea is very simple. When I say a particular island has been counted, it means all the land cells which are in the four directional adjacent to it are also counted, as simple as that. Okay, so let us see what this means. So what I'm doing here in the function, this is a function array, right? It is for discovering all the land cells which are part of this particular island. So what I'm doing it here. So if I is not in range n, or j is not in range m, or grid of I comma j is equal to 0, 0, in that case return. Okay, you will understand this why I'm doing this, because see, try to understand this fact. This is going to be recursive function. Okay, I'm going to call this function inside the same function, so that's why this is going to act as a return condition. Okay, so the idea here is, if I am visiting any water cell, okay, this cell is also water and these cells are also water, because see here, you may assume all four edges of the grid is surrounded by water. Okay, so the idea here is, if I am at any water cell, I will simply return. Okay, similarly, if I've already visited the particular index, though it is a land cell, but I've already visited it, still I will return. Okay, what I will do now, if both these conditions are not true, what is true then? It means I am at a land cell and it's not already visited. So what I will do now, I will add I comma j to my visited set. Okay, this is the first thing. Next, I'll start the exploration process. Okay, that is along the four directions. I will start the exploration process. I will call the same function in I plus 1 index with the same j. I will call the same function in the j plus 1 index with the same I. Similarly, in the same function in the j minus 1 index with I, and I minus 1 index with same j. Okay, that is in the all four directions. I am now trying to expand and see if any more land cells are there or not. Okay, so I'm doing that. Finally, I am still returning it here. Okay, so what this will do is, it will explore all the land cells and it will add them to my visited set. Okay, it will add the visited set with those indices. Okay, so that I do not count them again, as simple as that. Once I come out of this loop, once I come out of this particular function, what it means is, I have already counted all the land cells. Okay, I've counted all the land cells which are part of this particular island. Okay, so that's why I'm incrementing island by 1 now. Okay, I'm incrementing the island by 1 now, right? So once this for loop completes, remember in the previous question I had break out of this for loop because it was guaranteed that there is only one island. But in this question there is no guarantee that there will be only one island. So I will continue this for loop. Okay, and whenever I visit a land, I will check whether it's already visited or not. If it is not visited, only then I will call the function. Okay, as simple as that. Finally, I'm returning the islands. Okay, the number of islands. Let me quickly run this and show you. So as you can see, this is clearing all the test cases. Okay. So I hope you understood what is the logic behind this. It's if you now, yeah, okay. Let me tell you this now. So if you try to relate this now, it's basically a DFS approach. Okay. So what we are doing is, we are first of all, see, DFS and BFS doesn't make sense here because remember they are originally, those algorithms are built for a graph. We are not using them directly, but yeah, you can, there is some relation between basically the way we are doing it and the way DFS is being done. Okay. So yeah, you can just understand that this is something called DFS, and it is, slightly similar to what we are doing currently now. Okay. So what we are doing, we are going through each element of this index using two for loops. Okay, one inside another. Whenever we decide, we discover a line cell, we'll first check if it is already visited. In case it is not visited, what we'll do now, we'll start a discovery process. The discovery process, what we'll do is, it will go through all the four adjacent cells, okay, along the vertical and the horizontal directions. And if they are line cells, it will again discover further along their horizontal vertical directions till we face, water cells. Okay, till we face water cells or we go out of the grid. As simple as that. Till then, it will continue. Once that is being done, I will fall back to the original function where the call was done, and I will increment the island by 1. Okay, that means I've discovered a full island now. So whatever with the land cells including in it, where we still be counted as part of the same island, and the answer will be incremented only by 1. Okay, it doesn't matter how many land cells were there in the island, still it will be adding only 1 to the actual island count. Okay, and finally I'm returning the island. So let me run this again for you. As you can see, this is clearing all the test cases. I've already submitted the solution. So yeah, friend, that was all for today. This was a follow-up question for yesterday's question for the daily code challenge. And yeah, that was all for today. This is actually the DFS approach. So if you have any doubts, please do comment below. We can discuss further. Remember, see, if you are not aware what a DFS is, do not worry. This is only for those people who are already knowing this, just to make them, relate to things. But if you're not aware, don't worry. If you don't know what is DFS, still you can understand this question and solve this question, right? It doesn't require your knowledge of DFS to solve this question. So yeah, friend, that was all for today. If you like my efforts, please do consider subscribing to my channel. It really gives a lot of motivation to continue further. At the same time, I hope so that it will be helping you also by giving you additional view, additional approach for doing things, right? So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot.